Brought to you by DK Audio.
Ancient Rome by DK. Read by Charles Armstrong. Chapter 1. The Roman Kingdom. 753 to 509 BCE. A city born in legend. Founded by the son of Mars, with its people descended from a hero of Greek legend, Rome was special. At least, that is the story the city's earliest chroniclers wanted to tell. Writing up to 1,000 years after the events described, Rome's first historians, by their own admission, blended history and myth in a way that makes them hard to separate. What does emerge, however, is the idea of Rome as a place of continuity, and mos maiorum, the ways of the ancestors. Equally strong was their description of Rome as embodying its institutions and its public officers, many of which were created under the city's first 7 rulers, the reges, kings. Separating myth and reality. Much of the knowledge of how Rome's religious, political, and social structures worked was told orally from generation to generation, and in the telling was most probably adapted to fit contemporary needs. When this knowledge began to be written down from the 2nd century BCE, it was done so by those who sought to make sense of the city's past in a way that resonated with their present. In the Republican era, this could mean denigrating monarchical power in favor of government by the people. In the imperial age, Rome's historians were perhaps less disapproving of one-man rule. Similarly, each of Rome's 7 kings was ascribed a personality. Numa was philosophical, Tullus Hostilius warlike, that explained aspects of an ideal Roman character it was expedient to promote. Roman writers seem to have treated this era differently from other periods. In general, their accounts are dramatic, often improbable, and full of details that it would have been impossible for later Romans to know with any certainty. Was Rome's founder really Romulus, for example, and was he, as an infant, suckled with his brother Remus by a she-wolf? Modern evaluations and understandings. Today's interpretations of Rome's regal period are shaped by study of the archaeological evidence combined with a critical view of the literary sources. Some of the broader trends these sources refer to are plausible, such as the growing tensions between the city's elite families in the 6th century BCE, as well as Rome's increasing social and political complexity. The archaeology supports the idea that Rome began to emerge as a major urban centre in the 6th century BCE. It is also clear that Roman history must be understood within the context of a wider central Italian narrative during this period. While the literature focuses on Rome's origins and the growth of its identity through the tales of Aeneas, Romulus, Tarquinius, and Brutus, this may reflect later perspectives that sought to assign to Rome a noble provenance. It could also have been an attempt to link the story of the Roman people to ancestors, genuine or invented, from the wider Mediterranean world, appropriating a share of their heritage and prestige. In reality, in its era of regal rule, Rome was one of many communities in a region of shifting local populations. When Rome emerged as the leading power among neighbours that included Praeneste and the city-states of Etruria, such as Caere, later generations perhaps sought to explain this through stories that blended myth and metaphor once the state had transitioned from kingdom to republic. Circa 1150 BCE, according to legend, the Trojan warrior Aeneas arrives in Italy and founds Lavinium. 1100 BCE, approximate date of the founding of Alba Longa by Aeneas's son Ascanius. 775 BCE, Rhea Silvia, a princess of Alba Longa, gives birth to Romulus and Remus, fathered by the god Mars. 753 BCE, traditional foundation date of Rome by Romulus, the first king. 715 BC.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?